Show up from the sea, stand up strong. Your boy did the south on the
Spoon, you what is happening in life. Spoon, tell you what is happening more of it. Spoon, what is happening in Africa. Yes, to those who know. Children, starvation, to those who you want to get the news out to know what's happening in the world. Politicians want to make it just to know what's happening in the yeah, 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 just want you yeah, just want if you eat your mouth, breaking that you got TV, you got radio, yeah, yeah, just one, yeah, what's
to see reason to join the majority win. To conduct the affairs of the Liberian people on Tuesday. Amen. Failure. Yes. To adhere to this as Deputy Speaker. You have himself to be blamed. Yes. We will take a decision as majority required by law to make relevant decisions for the benefit of the Liberian people. The Stingway member of the 4 estate, and as we speak, the resolution speaks volume that starting from today onward, anybody who's sitting on our voice this afternoon should not do any business with Funati Kofa as a Speaker of the Republic of Liberia. The legitimacy has been questioned, and this House requires sanity. This is not the first time they are happening. Once your integrity is under question, eventually you cannot sit and preserve over the honorable house. Therefore, we are resolved, and thank you very much. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.
That issue. You are being wrong. General. legislature. It is, and we have to do it.
On grounds and chairs of the renovation of the building are being supported.
I know that no session out there, nobody going to hire any program here today. Nothing will happen here today. No activity.
Why are you insisting so?
Because this building is not a normal. We are abnormal. This building is in legislative wall.
What have your session today?
So those lawmakers from the end of the speaker block are now moving through the joint chambers, saying that those.
Keep following.
So keep following this. Keep following. The speaker block now moving in the joint chambers, saying that.
Let
So we are marching to the joint chambers.
Nigerians will be benefiting as employees. A lot of times people misunderstand. You know, the company is a medium for short-term job creation. When you come here, you see Liberians from all walks of life. We allow them to come here and they sell, they do business. Once you come in an orderly factor, you come, you sell. You allow Liberians to do business and get some real money. So it's not just the football. But a lot of people think they come to me, people just can play football and kickball. They don't know that it is economic empowerment for a lot of Liberians. Come here during the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and finals, and see Liberians here selling. See them. People making business. Those are the interventions. And we tell people when they say, how many jobs government created? Government is not to create jobs. No, they're not the role of government. Anybody who says government is going to create jobs, they don't know what they're talking. Government is to create the environment for jobs to be created. That's what government can do. Create the environment for jobs to be created in the private sector. So in your own weak way, creating the environment for jobs to be created. This is economic empowerment.
You actually made a post yesterday, Alumbo, and later on it was removed from.
Alumbo, it's Alamo.
Okay, Alamo, but later it was deleted. What did it delete, honorable lawmaker?
Men and women.
Okay, okay, so folks.
You have problem, we have the rule of law, we have every way in this place to be able to listen to you. But we're not going to accept this. And we're asking the Minister of Justice, all of the security apparatus, including our friends, to investigate this letter. People who are culprit, who will deal with them, and will set the tune for all other people who, when they get angry, they burn down the police, they destroy this. We're not going to allow this. So we just want to say, to console the members of the first family in this government, and we're in sympathy with them, but this destruction we have to stop. And we're not going to allow this to happen in this country. But people who have problems, we have the way to remedy all the issues in this country. So that's all I have to tell you. I'm happy that you are here. You will look at yourself, but we're not going to settle for this. This is not a place for hooligans. This is a place for responsible people who are here to serve the Liberian people. This country is poor, and I don't care what they do, we'll build this country for the interest of future generations. Thank you. Thank you. To see reason to join the majority, win. To conduct the affairs of the Liberian people on Tuesday. Amen. Failure. Yes. To adhere to this as Deputy Speaker. You have been said to be blamed. Yes. We will take a decision as majority required by law to make relevant decisions for the benefit of the Liberian people. The Stingway member of the 4 estate. And as we speak, the resolution speaks volume that starting from today onward, anybody who's sitting on our voice this afternoon should not do any business with Funati Kofa as a speaker of the Republic of Liberia. The legitimacy has been questioned, and this house requires sanity. This is not the first time they are happening. Once your integrity is under question, eventually you cannot sit and preside over the honorable house. Therefore, we are resolved, and thank you very much. May God bless Nigeria.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO. Stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South and Man. Charges on the beat.
To get your information. To the spoon to be part of my discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
All right, Tune to Spoon. So get your information.
What is happening in Liberia?
Tune to Spoon to know what's happening in Liberia.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening.
Spoon is going to tell you what's happening across the ministries, the agencies, what the policy makers are doing.
Africa. Just to
And
you and no.
that's why we're here. Of course, the late night show, the late night politics is back. The final edition of the program for this week. Thanks to all of you for always joining us.
What is happening more?
And I'd like to welcome you to the late night show. We are live across the country on several frequencies.
You want to know?
Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric Radio 101.1, in Bomi County, Trust FM, in Grand Crew County, Trend Radio, in Nimba County, Radio Yalaman, in Bon County, Premium, in Margibi County, Gibi FM, and a host of other radio stations across Liberia. So thanks for joining us again tonight on the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. My name is Nelson Colette. I'd like to welcome everyone. Kindly share the program as you join us tonight, especially for those of you joining us online. I see a lot of you have already joined in. Let's talk Liberia. The late night show is where we discuss the issues, we provide you the updates, we bring you critical analysis from our diverse panel here every night, and provide you the opportunity as well to have your say on those different issues as they unfold. So thanks for joining us tonight. Of course, we are here on this edition of the program with a whole lot happening across Liberia. We're going to make most of the time we have to be here, 1 hour or so, and we'll be out on this weekend edition of the program. In other parts of the world, it's already Sunday, yes, including us here in Liberia. But again, I want to welcome everyone. Let me recognize a few of you joining us tonight. I see Eric McGill is here, watching from Atlanta, Georgia. Thanks for joining us. Dominic Dominic Tamba Babino Baba is joining us as well from Dixville. Thanks for joining us. I see Madam Marcia Snelling. Thanks for joining us, ma'am. We appreciate you. Hipko Kazi is here as well. David Wallace, thanks for joining us. And yes, I'm going to make that adjustment quickly. I will have to turn off my gadget and get it back on. So I'm going to do that very quickly. Thanks for letting us know. Says there's a noise in the background. Hipko Kazi, thanks for joining us tonight. It says, okay, yes, the blinking sound. Thanks for that feedback. We appreciate you. Oh, okay. Thanks to all of you for joining us. Boema M. Gray is joining us as well. DJ Do is here. Teresa Zo Weddy Bright Wallace is joining us tonight. Thanks for coming on. Yasa Williams, we appreciate you as well. Elas, thanks for joining us. Janeton Pratt, we appreciate you as well. Thanks to everyone for joining us tonight on this edition of the program, the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon, with a whole lot happening across Liberia. Let's hope we can discuss the issues tonight as we get the show started. Let's hope we can move into the issues tonight with a whole lot happening across Liberia. And I want to welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight on the program. And yes, dear Sister Freeman, yeah, thanks for joining in as well. Yes, you say we here. Yeah, we here. Is our ear, right? So I'm going to make the adjustments quickly. I too am getting that feedback. Let me just make a quick adjustment here. Let me do this. Let me make a quick adjustment here to be back very shortly. Let me do this.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Man. Charges on the beat.
For the spoon to get your information. For the spoon to be part of my discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Okay, so I hope that audio is gone. I want you guys to let me know if you can hear me. Just let me know if you can hear me in the comment section. Let me do this. I see Anthony is in the background. Let me bring Anthony on. Anthony, thanks for joining us tonight. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. I think I gotta adjust my lighting here. 1 second.
I can hear you, Anthony. Anthony,
I can hear you, Nelson. I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you say something?
Yes, I can hear you, Nelson. I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay.
I gotta change my background. I don't like my background. I gotta move around. Let me take my camera. I gotta move around.
Okay, yeah. So I think there's still an issue here. Let me make that adjustment quickly. Let me make that adjustment quickly. Right here. And let me see if I can do that real quick. Yeah, let me do this. Make this quick adjustment and be back.
To the spoon to be part of my discussion. Spoon Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want?
Okay, so again, I'm still getting this right here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
There is that some
Yeah.
background noise, like a music playing.
Oh, like a music playing.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's like a screensaver, background, something like that.
Um. Yes, I'm really trying to get everything.
If you can just tone it down, if you can turn it up, just tone it down. Then maybe that'll be okay.
Wow. Something like a background noise. Wow. Yeah, but I don't know. But Anthony, welcome to the show. Let me hope I can
Thank you, Nelson.
have this issue sorted as soon as possible. But you can go ahead and do your opening. Anthony, just go ahead and do your opening. What's on your mind? I'll have to make this adjustment in the background while you're doing that. So you can do your opening, Anthony. What's on your mind? And let me make this adjustment quickly.
Yeah. What's on my mind? Good evening, everyone. My name is Anthony. Here from the United States, joining you through the Spoon Network. And then nice, sure. What's on my mind is the appointment at the University of Liberia. The president of the university is what on my mind. I'm asking myself, and I was thinking of writing something about it. But thank God, came in with a statement that kind of spoke to exactly what I was thinking as well to write. Um, I don't know the lady who was appointed. I don't have anything personal against her, but I'm a nationalist and I believe in nationalistic approach to our fall march of Liberia. And to see what happened today really, really, made me to think that if there's no Liberian competent enough with the requisite qualifications, experience, and knowledge to run the University of Liberia, that we have to go outside of the country and bring a foreign national to run our university. That is something that I've been, thinking about since the appointment. I think it is a disservice to our nation. People should understand in order for Liberia to go forward, it would take Liberian citizens who have the requisite knowledge in setting discipline to be able to move the country forward.
Anthony, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Already certain parts of our sector have been influenced by foreigner. Take for example, the Liberian economy is in the hands of foreigner, completely in the hands of foreigner. We can't compete in that area, and I think it will be good. I share with you, Dr. Kemi Weeks post.
Yeah, I saw the post earlier.
Yeah,
today.
and I wanted to discuss that because that was, and I like the exchanges on the comment section. It's too mature and academic and approach, sound intellectual argument have been made on that post, because that, I think that's the kind of discussion we need to be having. This is the first time I see a post that elevate the conversation to that level, wherein people are not talking down each other, but they are making intellectual arguments, logical points, and whatnot, even if they disagree with each other. I mean, I love some of the comments that I read out there, on that particular post as well, being for or against, but they're arguing the issue based on the subject matter, not about personal feelings, sentiments, or emotions. And I think that this is the kind of national conversation we need to be having in Liberia. How do we move our nation forward? What is the processes that we put in place? What approach that we take? What path? These things.
So,
Nelson, it will be good for our nation to promote.
Anthony, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but that sound is still there.
For some reasons,
is the audience hearing us?
The audience, they can hear us. They can hear us, but this audio is very, very terrible. I'm really trying to see if I can have it sorted here, since in fact we don't have the technicians are not in for now. I'm trying to see if I can
the
have...
audience can hear all that. I'm reading the comment.
So yeah, they can hear us actually.
Yeah, they can hear us. So let's
do your opening while I try to see if we can work, if I can have it sorted from here again. If not, I don't know. This might just disrupt.
The sound is not as bad. To I mean, let the put you on the beach screen, man. But yeah, like I was saying, look, Liberian, we need to graduate from the worship that we worship foreign national. And again, nothing personal against this lady. I have absolutely nothing personal against her. I don't question her credential. I don't question anything that she brings to the table. My only approach to this thing is that why this position wasn't given to a qualified, competent Liberian. It is the nation number one institution, higher institution. Why this thing was not given to, there you go, to a Liberian. And my only thing here is that we need to promote from within. We need to give Liberians the opportunity in their own country. I am a nationalist for a reason. And I'm pretty sure we have more than 10, 15, 20, 30 qualified Liberians today who can occupy that role. The issue of the University of Liberia today is not about competence leader. It's about adequate resources to get the job done. Adequate resources for the university to get the job done. And if the issue of the university has been the lack thereof of resources to get the job done, then this administration and the national legislature need to do something, and then whoever becomes the president can also use other avenue wherein the university itself can generate revenue on its own in other departments. But to find someone because she married to a Liberian doesn't necessarily make her a Liberian. All right. And
Anthony, sorry. You can go on from the end. Let me restart the computer and see.
okay.
Let me try to do this quickly.
Let me know in our group chat that you're back on so I can come on. Because I
No,
won't know.
you can go ahead. Go ahead. You're gonna still be on once
Oh, okay.
you're gonna still be on. Let me do this.
When you restart the computer, I'll still be on. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna be on. Yeah. Yeah. So go
That
ahead.
sound
Let's
is
keep doing.
getting little.
Yeah. It's terrible from my end here. Yeah, so you can just go ahead while I try to see how I can have it sorted from this end. There's absolutely nothing on it.
The foreigner being your first lady is completely different from the person
Just
being the president of the university. The first lady office is completely different from the president of the University of Liberia. I mean, sometimes people make some argument, let us be fair here. The office of the first lady is not the same as the president of the University of Liberia. It's two different things. It's completely two different
this is
things.
this is a great conversation, and
Yeah,
I don't know why we're having this issue tonight, but I really wanted us to dive into that plus a whole lot, especially giving some of the feedbacks that are coming through since this action was taken. Yes, you made mention of what the writer from Dr. Kimmy Weeks and some of what he said in that write-up. You know, have received mixed reactions.
correct.
You know, it has received mixed reactions, and Liberians are divided on this. You know, Liberia is a country where you get to see disagreement, dissatisfaction, division when it comes to certain things, but there's always that one thing that will get Liberians coming together and wanting to um um you know wanting to be patriotic or nationalistic for once, you know, and this is just one of the many actions that has got Liberians talking in such a manner, and that's why it's important to take a look at this. But Anthony, I really want to have this addressed before moving to the conversation, because this feedback, this audio is very terrible for our show tonight. So I want you to just go ahead, do your opinion on all of that. Let me try
I
to
already
read.
did my opening. You want me to do opening again?
Okay, so yeah, so let's do this. Let's take a quick break, Anthony.
All right. So then
You're gonna,
restart
yeah,
the system.
yeah, you're gonna remain there like that. Let's take a very quick break and be right back. Yes, let's do this.
You can put me in the screen like that. I don't know if the audience can hear me. If y'all can hear me, y'all let me know. Y'all can hear me. If y'all can't hear me, then let me know. But if I can hear me, I will continue talking. Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me. But he's resetting the system. I don't know if you can hear me. If you cannot hear me, okay. If you hear me, fine. Give me a thumbs up if you hear me, or get a yes, so I can continue. So I can just be sitting there on the screen like that. We can hear you. Good. Yeah. So like I was saying, I do not know this lady from nowhere. I don't have anything personal against her. I do not question her credentials. I look her up. She's legit. But from my nationalistic standpoint, from my Liberia first standpoint, from my let's do it our own way, the Liberian way, and move forward, I would say this appointment really doesn't sit well with me. I believe we have competent, qualified Liberian who can handle this job. a well-educated Liberian who can handle this job. There's not a job in Liberia like Liberian cannot handle right now. We have been blessed to have Liberians across the globe in different sectors with different discipline at the expert level. We can move our country forward. All we need is to tap the right Liberian for the right position and give them the resources necessary to get the job done.
Yeah, Anthony.
I think that's when you come by. That's why I can hear it. When you went away, it went away.
And that's what I'm saying. There's a serious issue from here. And
do me a favor. The audio jack, the headphone, put it out.
No, so this is not
Put your audio jack out. Let me see something.
yeah, so
no, that should not come from the audio jack anyway. The audio jack is separate.
From it.
But I don't know. How did you log in? Did you log into the computer? Did you log into the iPad or something?
No, it's usually through the system. I think
the system, right?
Yeah, there's a whole technical issue here, which I think the team can be able to handle. I think this is beyond my control for now. And
let's just
into this.
Ask the audience, is this bothering them? If it's just you and I, we can bear it.
It's terrible. Even for me here, I mean, it's terrible.
For you too, I know, because the thing here, it's bothering me too. But if the audience, is the audience hearing this?
I think we have.
Are you guys hearing the sound underneath our voice? The different sound, like a music, like.
But Anthony, actually, with this audio, we can operate with this audio. Yeah. So let's
here's what I'm gonna tell you.
Our audience.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. Don't do anything crazy. All you need to do your immune system, right? Your immune system. You gotta power cycle your immune system.
And look, Anthony, I'm not a technical person, so that whole power cycle and stuff like that.
Unplug the power and plug it back in. That's what it is.
But it's more like what I've done from here. Okay, so let me do something.
I still have the sound, but when you left first, the sound went away. But I still have that sound. I'm hearing it. Lean Lakbo, I'm not looking for any negativity in anything here. I'm not seeking political relevance on this matter. Do you know why it would mean for a Liberian to be appointed to that position? Students of that university will see themselves that they too may have an opportunity tomorrow to run that university. They too may have an impact. Look, this is not politics. This is about us putting our people first. Already in Liberia, foreigners are giving preference over Liberian citizens. That's a normal day thing. That's a regular day-to-day activities in Liberia. Just from the airport, foreigners are giving a priority over the citizen of the country. And this is not politics. This is strictly a nationalistic approach. This is strictly putting your people first. This is not politics. Nothing went away.
I think we're good. I think we're good.
That's it went away. Good. It went away.
Anthony, thanks a lot. Anthony is a technical guy. I'm not.
Oh, what? So you did what I said you should do?
Yeah, I just did that.
I won't take credit for nothing, but man, I ain't take that to you because when it messed up, doesn't that mean?
Yeah, when I come back, but I want you with the oil. But it's a great way to be here. We have less than 1 hour to be on. It's a
Your people
very
chewing
special.
me already, Nancy.
But I want to welcome you, Fambule. It's good to have you on tonight, and it's always a pleasure when we come on here and talk Liberia, talk the issues, and provide the updates, the analysis. For our people, and also give them the opportunity to have their say on those different issues. But there's a whole lot happening across the country. And Family, since you just joined us, I want you to do your opening quickly, and then we jump into the conversations tonight. Just do the updates and go into the conversations.
I know we plan to wear black and they're gonna argue.
Well, thank you very much, Nelson, and thank you to our faithful audience who always taking up their time to come and follow the show. And hats off to my brother Anthony. And I can see he's charged tonight. But today there's a lot of issue permeating the corridor of Liberia. And trending now is the issue about the quote unquote appointment of a foreigner to head the University of Liberia. Nelson, I will wait for you to do the overview, and while all we're going to talk, then I can come in. So let me
Okay.
just sit back and wait.
All right. So yes, thanks a lot for coming on tonight as well. We appreciate you, Fambole, for being on tonight. Well, there's a whole lot happening across the country. Yes, the appointment of the U.S. president is one of those happenings that has sparked mixed reactions across the country. And we're going to talk about that as well. Why this is happening. Now, a couple of days ago, this thing surfaced. Now, we should have discussed this particular issue. I remember the day it came up, but then we had a lot on the plate, and then we couldn't talk about it. And it was just in passing when I asked the question as to what's happening with the CDC, the continuation of actions or decisions taken within the party to expel or suspend individuals in the midst of the Rickman rule, the saga of Capitol Hill, and how it was extending to political parties. The CDC being one of those parties had to go to the extent of expelling the deputy speaker who comes from the party, and several others were being suspended and stuff like that. So the information came up about the expulsion of Representative Ava Jones of Margibi County from the party. That was a few days ago when he was being expelled. And today, why the Margibi County chapter of the party on one end is expelling the Margibi County lawmaker based on everything that has been happening within the party, and some of them lawmakers now wanting to go according to the party's mandate and all of that. The National Executive Committee of the party came up to notify the action today, the expulsion of Honorable Ava Jones. And the National Executive Committee is also going as far as cautioning the chairman of the Margibi County chapter of the party, who goes by the name of Daddy Gibson. The executive committee is warning, is cautioning him and others to refrain from exercising powers beyond their authority. And what makes this even more interesting is that the executive committee is saying that the power, the authority exercised by the county chapter is beyond what they should be doing at this point. So, I'm going to read. We'll pull up that statement. We'll read that statement and make some analysis around it as well. And at least try to have an understanding as to where exactly are we with respect to this particular situation. The Ministry of Justice, on the other end, has launched an investigation into the death of Mr. Anwar Fallo, the a South African national and the general manager of the Boulevard Palace Hotel. A lot of you may already know that he died under mysterious circumstances on the 30th of December 2024. And so this investigation now is expected to establish the cause of death. And so the Ministry of Justice has ordered an autopsy to be conducted on the remains of the South African national, who happens to be a businessman in the country. So the government says it is deeply concerned, and so the Ministry of Justice will, at every step along the way, update the public with respect to how far they've gone or they're going to go in this investigation. But at the same time, the government, through the Ministry of Justice, is warning all citizens, or calling on all citizens, not warning them, but calling on them to remain kind, exercise restraints, that they should stop the speculations with respect to the circumstances surrounding the death of this businessman. They should be sure that the protection and safety of all within the bailiwick of Liberia is highly prioritized. So whether you're a South African, you're a Ghanaian, you're a Nigerian, that the government is committed to protecting every single person within the bailiwick of the country. And the investigation will go on. And so there's no need for anybody to panic. The investigation is ongoing. And so that's where we are with that. And so, yes, and a whole lot happening across the country as well. But I want us to kickstart the show since we don't have much time. It seemed that technical issue took away much of the time with everything we had to do here and there and stuff like that. Yeah. So we can kickstart the conversation tonight. And Anthony, I want to post this here. Let me get this document. Let me post this document quickly, just before moving on with this conversation about the president of the University of Liberia who has been appointed, and everything that's coming out, the different reactions and everything. So there was a listing, or there was a list of individuals who applied following the vacancy when the UL Presidential Search Committee opened it up for application. There were people who applied. And as you go through this listing, you're going to see 22 individuals, their names, the email addresses, and when exactly all 22 persons applied for this position. And following the thorough vetting of all applicants, going through their CVs, and maybe having gone through their work history, how much of an impact those people have made in the different sectors. A decision was made. And I want to read through the listing here. I want to read through the listing here. You have Levi B. Zanga. He applied on the 28th of June, 2024. John Gibson Kepo. You have Samuel Soma, John F. That's John S. Flomo Jr., John T. Wooler Jr., Joseph T. Asa
man, middle name pronouncing that Wulu. W-U-L-U.
Wulu. Okay, yeah. Like
Wulu
as in
Jr.
Samuel Wulu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Edison D. Pachipo. Anthony Kane. Anthony A. Kane. Joseph Butler. I see, and a whole lot. I mean,
Yeah, Bloody Stem, Alfred Tito Sigby, and Hillary Boto Jr., Moses Moreau Zina, and then the lady who just appointed Lily Maparian. I can say her name right. I'm sorry, man. And the list goes on. We can't name everybody.
So we can call all the names here, but 22 persons applied for this position.
Yeah.
And the vetting was done. Now, when you give responsibilities to people, you have to allow them, give them the breathing space, give them the time, give them the opportunity to do their job. So this presidential search committee did their vetting, went through the CVs, and comparing it to what is needed for the institution at this point, made a decision. A decision was made. And now we have a new president at the University of Liberia. Now, this was one of the prerequisites for the reopening of the institution. Because as most of you are already aware, the institution has been closed for some time, and there have been growing concerns as to why the University of Liberia is still closed, given that the number of Liberians, young Liberians who depend on that university to get educated, to become better persons in society. They're waiting on graduation, some of them are waiting on their papers. Now, for every semester that passes by without the institution opening is a setback for so many of those students. And so there have been those concerns. Now, a new president at the University of Liberia. Immediately following this appointment, we saw a couple of posts online, and different reactions to this particular decision today, regarding the appointment. And one person whose response, have been going back and forth, and there have been different reactions about, has been Dr. Kimiewicz. And what exactly did he write? And this is what he wrote. He says, summary of my take on the appointment of a foreigner as the president of the University of Liberia. National institutions can and should be headed by qualified Liberians who should be given the necessary resources to succeed. The problem we have seen at the University of Liberia and at public schools across the country are indicative of a chronic inadequacy of resources, not an indication that Liberians cannot get the job done. The appointment, that's appoint a qualified Liberian, invest heavily in education, and see if they cannot deliver on their mandate. The government appointments, particularly at the nation's highest institution of learning, should proudly showcase the talents and intellect of a nation.
Yep.
Such appointment not only signal to the world that the caliber of a country's academics, uh, but also serve as powerful role model for students, showcasing them what they too can aspire to achieve. Liberia felt Liberia felt a deep sense of pride when Dr. Rockefeller L. Weeks was appointed as the first Liberian president of the University of Liberia. Before his historic appointment, the university's leadership had been dominated by foreigners. His presidency marked a turning point, demonstrating that Liberia had produced academics of the highest caliber, capable of leading its prestigious institution. Unfortunately, we now seem to be moving backwards instead of forward. The progress symbolized by Dr. Wick's appointment serves as a reminder of what is possible when we prioritize competence. That's national pride and the development of home growth talent. We can and must return to a path of progress that celebrates and uplifts the best of our nations, the best our nation has to offer. This is what Dr. Weeks wrote just a few hours after the appointment of a new president at the University of Liberia. Now, I'm sorry I couldn't have that up because for some
No, it's
reasons.
okay, Nelson. I read it, so it's okay.
But this is where we are, and it's in the chat room as well, just in case you wanted to see that, Fambula and the rest of the folks. But first of all, did Dr. Kimi Weeks apply? No.
No, he did not.
As you went through that listing, Dr. Kimi Weeks is not there. Why is he sounding this way? I mean, let's make some analysis around the points he's making. He's looking at this thing from a quote-unquote nationalistic standpoint. He thinks this position should be given to Liberian. Now, but again, have we established? Has it been, established as to whether the president now naturalized or has taken on a Liberian nationality? Or do we have any law, any statutes violated as a result of her appointment today? Have we broken any law? Now, the points he's making at this particular time, is there a reason why we should look into it? Is it too late that he's making these points? Is there any possibility of going back on the decision? Should we be talking about nationality or the product, or let's say the transformation, and who can bring about the transformation at the University of Liberia at this point? I want us to start the conversation from here, Anthony.
Great analysis, Nelson. Look, I no, you saw the list that the Kimi Wish did not apply for the position. In time past, I think one of the family members served that place. I don't think he's looking to be the president of that. He did not write because he was not picked. I agree with him with the approach he took. The circumstances surrounding the University of Liberia has to do with the lack of resources. It's not just government funding, but whoever holds that position need to also generate revenue from the university. The university got to be able to be proactive in the way itself can generate revenue from other departments of the university. But my concern and his concern has to do with this is government run university that needs a Liberian national to hold that position, right? To hold that position and to send.
Okay, Anthony, let's
Hold on, Nelson. You're coming.
no, no,
Before you do your
let's
follow up.
establish
And to
something.
send a
Is there
clear.
any law? Is there any law that
I am
calls
not
for
aware
who
of any
becomes
law
a
right now.
president of the University of
In the
Liberia?
term of legality right now, I'm not aware of any law that say, oh, only Liberian can uphold it. The fact of the matter is a government-run university. First and foremost, hold on now, is a government-run university, a government-appointed position. I will expect a Liberian national with the competent, the qualification, the requisite knowledge to run that place. You understand? Any Liberian for that matter, doesn't matter where they come from, right? That will be my first and foremost priority. Second, that person should possess what it takes to run the university at its current position, the current state of the University of Liberia.
Okay, so let's put it this way, Anthony. We have had the university running for so many years now, and it has been run by Liberian nationals. You know, I mean, you can go on to talk about so many of them: Dr. Dennis, Dr. Ophelia, what's her name?
Week.
Dr. Ophelia Weeks. You know, and a lot of them, Dr. Nelson, quite recently, Julia Salo Nelson, and a lot of them. I mean, at this point, is it about the country, the nationality, or is it about transformation at the University of Liberia?
Now, see, the circumstance of Europe is not about the nationality. It's about the resources. Was the University of Liberia giving the resources to that it needs to move, to the next level? Has it been giving? Did our national leader, especially the legislature, putting resources for the University of Liberia to revamp just the campuses, the logistical resources and that the student need, public library, student library, and all the different laboratories. We don't have those things, right? Students are learning under very deplorable conditions. So I don't think it was about Liberian running it or because Liberian running it like that. Was the resources given and they mismanaged the resources? That is the question we need to be asking. Bringing a foreign national to a government-run university, I will have no problem if this was a private university. If the private-run university, I will have no problem. Because this is the government-run university and it's our national pride, I would rather a Liberian national to run that place, a competent Liberian national to run that place. And that is the point I'm making. We cannot sit here and pretend, pretend to say, oh, the University of Liberia were giving everything, and the people that ran it, because they were Liberian, they didn't manage to play well, so we should bring in a foreigner. That has never been the case. It hasn't been because of mismanagement of the university fund. Right? The university has been underfunded for many, many, many years.
Okay. Famula, let's hear you.
Thank you very much, Nelson. And well, the idea of appointing Mrs. Mapayen, I don't know whether that's the right way, but Mrs. Mapayen as the president of the University of Liberia, I don't think that was inherently wrong. Because look, there are good sides and bad sides of that appointment. So the good side about it is that, one, she's going to come with international experience. And, she's an experienced foreign academic leader, and we're going to bring who gonna bring new ideas, system, and global practices, and that can benefit the institution. And secondly, she's going to improve the standard. Someone from a different academic culture also stand in that gap to make sure that the administration is pushed up to the standard of other international basic level research and teaching. And thirdly, she's also going to bring about connection. A foreign appointee like her caliber with her profile, she's going to work with international. She's going to bring her international network that could open opportunities for fundings, because this is the main thing: international opportunities for fundings, partnership, and exchange of programs. Because this is the thing that I'm not saying that the local or the Liberian that are there, they can't do it, but it is something that they have not done in past to get more fundings, the bilateral relationship between other universities from other side to come in and have that exchange program. It has not been successful. So she's going to come in with that. But there is also a negative side. This argument, I just want to balance it out. I don't just want to say there's a negative side. The negative side that I outline here will be cultural disconnect. Is she, because education is connected to culture. You see what I'm saying? So if you bring in a foreign leader, she may lack the familiarity and the local culture, the social and educational challenges may hinder her decision making. So that's one thing that can either carry the university backward or take it forward. And then there's also this national backlash, like what Anthony is now standing on. This national backlash is the part where some may think that her appointment undermine the expertise of those other people who are already Liberian, who are there, who's supposed to be there and lead the university. So clearly, her appointment also the sustainability. That's the another part we're looking at, because sometimes over reliance on foreign leadership might limit opportunities for developing local talents and, and institutional self-reliance. So when you employ people that are outside, it also try to derail the morale or try to limit the growth and development of the other people that are already down on ground. But there are key considerations we have to look at in this, because this is a very sensitive matter. Like I said earlier, that her expertise and the improved standard she's going to bring from the western side, and her connection will help greatly, will help the university greatly. But a key consideration that we must think about is the successes that this appointment going to bring. Is it going to depend on, is she going to integrate Liberia or Liberians into this educational landscape? And what are her leadership going to align with the University of Liberia mission and local needs? This is the key consideration. So with all of these, I think that we have to give her a chance, because of her academic accomplishment. If you look at her, because this process, the first thing we should also consider, was the process done based on merit? Because all the people apply and look at that CV, right? That CV was submitted and it was vetted. So if we come out now and backlash her simply because she's an American or she comes from another country, we are doing disservice to the country. Because we have people who live in Liberia that are going outside and getting.
I want to know exactly where you stand on this conversation tonight. Because Family, at some point, you are saying that this is good for the country because she's going to bring a whole different flavor, though coming from another culture, coming to the Liberian culture, but she's going to inculcate, she's going to bring about what's there, what's those different things that are getting that culture to be to be successful or to be more advanced, or educational activities to be more advanced there, bringing it into the into our own setting and seeing how this can work to make the system better in Liberia. And then another point, you are also talking about how this is going to take away from some Liberians who maybe have the qualification and stuff like that. So I want to know where exactly you stand on this
So
conversation.
I said that because I wanted to make it clear that there is a good side and a bad side, but good will always prevail over evil. So I'm basically going to stand on the good side. The good side basically is about her coming with the opportunities for funding with partnership from other international organization or from outside, and the exchange program, and there's a lot more Liberians stand to benefit. So and the improved standard. So she live in a developed country. She know the standard of tertiary education, how the university should be run. She have the academic background and experience. So we should give her the chance and support her. I mean, in as much as this person, I just realized that she is married to a Liberian. So in that alone tells you that she is a Liberian by marriage. So this is not something that we should be dragging on and pushing here and there. Once she's qualified and the process was done based on merit, she should serve. And let's support her and make sure we see to it that her vision and everything align with the culture and vision of the University of Liberia. That's the most important thing that we should look at. I'll get back to you, Nelson.
Well,
she's not seeking to. She's not appointed to be the first lady of the country. That's a different thing.
Yeah,
I did
so
not say she's the first lady.
No. Because you said by marriage, she's a Liberian. She's not. The
I
first
was
lady
just
of the
telling
country.
you the relationship that she has with Liberia. I'm not
She has
saying.
visited Liberia so many times. It's not
Of
that she has
course.
not been to Liberia.
Of
She has
course.
been to Liberia so many times.
And she's married to a Liberian.
Yes, but
Of course, that's what I'm
but
saying.
she's married to a Liberian. This is a government-run university. She's not the first lady of the country. That's two different things.
My comment did not in a way suggest that
I
she's
didn't say
going
that's
to
what you
be
said.
a first
I'm
lady.
making a counter.
So
I'm making a counter to that.
Don't turn everything. Don't turn my comment around.
I'm making a counter to what you said. I'm not saying that's what you said.
I was looking for a relationship. What's the relationship? She's not
You are not
completed.
understanding me, Famula. You heard me, but you never understood me. I'm not saying that's
so
what you said.
guys, we have to make progress.
I know your point. Your point in which you are saying you trying to be idiomatic. You're trying to negate the fact that she's not coming to be first lady. I'm not talking about her coming to be first lady. I was looking for a relationship.
Let's make progress here, folks.
You making reference to a relationship, also equating her citizenship as being a Liberian because she married to a Liberian. My point I'm making is she's not going to be the first lady to say, "Oh yeah, she's the spouse of a president." So by marriage, she's a Liberian. That's not what we're saying here.
Why are you going for only the weaker part? Why you can't talk about it? Why you talk about all the good side ourselves? I was looking for.
I'm not attacking you.
No, that's what you're trying to do.
So guys, we have to make progress. We have to make progress on this one.
I don't want to do it on the list on the weaker one.
I am not attacking you.
Let's make progress a little, guys.
Why you I'm attacking you?
We're gonna make progress on this. The university is expected to open on the 13th of January. So yes, that's what it is, and the appointment has already been made. Following the appointment now, what everyone will be looking forward to is the level of transformation. What different, what new we're going to see at the University of Liberia, and we are all expected to remain optimistic, and just hope for that the very best will come out of this for Liberia. This is what we're looking forward to. Now, on the 2nd of January, the Margibi County chairman of the CDC accused the CDC lawmaker, Honorable Ava Jones, of aligning with the so-called majority bloc at the House of Representatives, which happens to be a faction there that has, seen that took on the fight against embattled Speaker J. Fonati Kofa on the 17th of October. So since that time, the institution as a whole, the CDC, have been trying to get hold of our lawmakers to get them to go her way. To a larger extent, that did not happen. Majority of the CDC lawmakers decided to join this fight to see the removal of Councillor Kofa. And then moving forward, the deputy speaker was expelled. A lot of you know that. And so the Margibi County chairman of the CDC also expelled the lawmaker, Honorable Ava Jones of District 2, Margibi County, based on action he deemed as harmful to the party's principles and Liberia's democratic integrity. So he thinks that this lawmaker, the action the lawmaker took, is harmful to the country, harmful to the party, undermines the integrity of the political, the whole, political ideology of the party. Now, a few days after that decision was taken, then we saw a communication coming from the CDC, the executive committee of the institution. And this is what it said. The National Executive Committee, the sole authorized structure of the Congress for Democratic Change, responsible for suspension or expulsion of a partisan's membership within the party structure, among other things, other responsibilities, clarifies that any action to expel a party member must adhere to constitutional provision which ensures due process. Recommendation for the expulsion of a party member by the Grievance and Ethics Committee or any other substructure of the party after the due process must be forwarded to the National Executive Committee for deliberation, approval, and or rejection. In the case involving Honorable Ava Jones, representative of District 2, Margibi County, this process has not been followed. Consequently, the National Executive Committee confirms that Honorable Ava Jones remains a member of the CDC. Considering his situation, the NEC is cautioning and sternly warned Chairman Daddy Gibson and the leadership of the Margibi County, as well as other structures of the party, to cease and desist from acts which are detrimental to the parties and contravenes the party's constitution. The National Executive Committee makes it categorically clear that no county chapter or any subsidiary of the CDC has the authority to expel any member of the party. Now, this is what they wrote. The initial action was taken based on what the party termed as, or what that chapter termed as, an act that was harmful to the institution, the CDC. So, because you're aligning with the majority bloc and the CDC doesn't want you to go the way of the majority black. We want you to come back home. And because you're not agreeing, we will expel you. But now, a few days after, the executive committee is saying that those people have no authority to do anything else. I mean, what's your take on this, Famula? What do you think is happening here with this whole expulsion and stuff like that? But mind you, this was similar manner in which the deputy speaker was being expelled. For him, it wasn't done by a local chapter or by a chapter of the institution. It was done by the EC, the Executive Committee, National Executive Committee. This time around, the National Executive Committee is overturning a decision from the Margibi County chapter.
So, Nelson, that clearly shows that there's a breach in leadership and there's a leadership gap. And CDC, if they're not careful, there will be an internal wrangling that will lead to the destruction of the party. Because there are people who are sentimental and who move by their own individual intuition, what they feel is right, and they are not getting consensus from people. Don't understand chain of command and the rudimentary of running a political institution. So some people just be carried away by their own individual thoughts, feeling, and emotions, and they just get up and just take a decision. But that clearly shows that the NEC was scrupulous enough to recognize that if you keep on doing this thing, you guys going to miss our opportunity. You guys
Okay,
going to
but
break our party.
Famula, let's look at it this way. Anthony, you want to adjust your camera a bit because a huge portion of the stream is blank. Let's look at it this way. Let's look at why the county chapter took the decision. They said they made this decision as a result of that particular lawmaker taking actions that was harmful to the party. Your party said they want you to go left. You say you want to go right. I mean, just looking at the reason behind this particular action, did they run contrary to what the party, from the broader perspective, has been calling for since the saga started?
Well, there's this belief that no one is bigger than the party. And this is something that is deeply rooted in the culture of almost all political party. No one is bigger than the party. And but sometimes the party is not always right. But people disagree to agree. If the party from which this representative Albert Jones ran on and became successful today as a lawmaker, it does not mean that he is a remote control, that the party have to be controlling here and there. But the main part of that letter that I really gave thumbs up to was that they tried to remind them that he must be given a due process. And because that due process was not given, so they notified that. So there's no point in that. The CDC recognized that they are fault, and then they came up quickly with the rebuttal and they settled that problem. It left with Albert Jones to consider whether that was what was done to sabotage or to get him out. But I mean, that is it.
You know what do you think is going on here, Fambole?
Internal wrangling
in his own party, and not just in the party, but in his own county, the very county he's from. That's where the action was taken from. That's where the decision to expel him came from. But now, from the brother, do you see anything here? Any
there's a little rap in the party. They all know. There's a little rap in the party, so that is okay. It's understandable. But in as much as in as much as the executive committee, who is the highest decision making body, was able to rectify that the local chapter made a mistake and they notified that. That's the most important thing. So I think Representative Albert Junior did not even take that seriously, because he knows that if that decision had come from the NEC, then it is binding, but not from a local chapter. A local chapter is just a subsidiary to the main branch. So that decision should go through China. You can't just
Thank,
wake up from Magibi County and just expect a lawmaker from the party for what business? Because he disagree. People must always disagree. This is democracy. That's it.
thank you. I want to hold you there, and let's hear from Anthony on this one. Anthony, your take.
Yeah, for me, I want to commend the NEC, the National Executive Committee of the CDC, for being very mature and handling the matter in which the way they handled it. No, Nelson, leadership is skills. The leadership is, common sense at time. All right. Not because somebody is wrong, so you just go ahead and do certain things. You gotta calculate your decision you're making. And I understand the chapter chairperson, felt as though because the representative hailed from his chapter, from his county, he had the authority. No, you are part of the party called the CDC. Your county doesn't make the party. The CDC is bigger than your county. You only saw that because the representative hailed from that county, and he's the chairman there. He has the authority. No, you don't. Right? That is the reason why it's always good to understand any entity you find yourself in. Understand the constitution, the bylaws and constitution of that institution. That way you can operate accordingly. Each one of us have job here. The job have policy, has handbook. When you get hired, they hand you the handbook. You got to follow the handbook. It's not what you did to the other company. It's what the company believe in, right? The same thing with the CDC. So if you're a leader within the CDC, you got to understand your constitution and see how you can take certain decisions and how make your decision be impactful or hurtful to the party. CDC, NEC did the right thing to put out if you want to expel somebody, give them the opportunity to be here, a due process. Yes, what you did, and yes, how we handled it. What do you want to go? It's the same very due process today that was failed to be going to Speaker Kofa. This is the reason why we find ourselves where we are. If that due process was given, that conversation would have been long gone away, right? If they have the number, they remove them. They're removing. I mean, they will not be the first of this kind, right? But
wow,
that due process,
I don't know.
senior lawmaker.
The connection is really terrible. Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But Anthony was coming in. There's a little glitch with Anthony network.
Yeah, there's a little glitch with Anthony. I don't know if he's using the 600
No, Nelson, please.
seconds tonight. But it's like that 600 megabytes per second is not working for you because you're frozen. I can see that that from where I sit. I thought it was actually my internet, but Anthony is terrible from your end. I don't know if you can hear me, Anthony. Famola, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Nelson.
Oh, okay.
Anthony is frozen. Let Anthony get out and come back.
Yeah, I think he's going to do that. But this whole capital building thing is extending so far. It is going into political parties now, and yes, we look forward to see how that goes. But just to end up on this note, and then we close up for tonight. The Liberty Party, as an institution, what's happening there? Family. The Liberty Party as an institution. Now, a lot of you saw that. Okay, let me bring Sandy on. Sandy, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you. Sorry I came late.
Yeah. So it's good. Okay, yeah. So Sandy, you want to weigh in on this, or we just we go ahead?
Uh, Keep me up on the appointment, correct?
Come again?
Are
Yeah,
you
we spoke about the appointment, and then the issue with the CDC executive committee coming back to um to nullify the expulsion of Representative
Average.
Alva Jones from McGibby County.
Well, look, I want to focus on the appointment.
Yeah,
I
go
don't
for
want to
that one.
focus. I don't want to focus on CDC and Nelson. Sorry for taking you back,
Mhm.
but one of the things that I actually, yeah, happy to talk about is the appointment. I think this is one of the best decisions. I'm hoping that it will be the best. One of the best decisions the president had made. I've researched the doctor, and given her background, I'm very optimistic that she can help to bring some changes, positive transformation to the University of Liberia. When the appointment was announced today, I see Liberians and folks all on the radio. I mean, now on social media talking about, she's non-Liberian, she's a foreigner, and all those. And I'm one of those I want to say, look, we don't need necessarily Liberian to run every institutions in Liberia. Really, what we need are people that have the experience, that are qualified to help us in the process. And if you go to countries that are doing well, Nelson, you will find diversities in those countries. Diversity really is the key pillar now that is driving development in most parts of the world. They find the brightest minds from across the world, whether black, white, or wherever they are. And one of the countries is the US. We always use the US as an example. The reason the United States is the greatest country in the world is because the United States is one of those countries that truly embrace diversity. They pick folks from every part of the world to help build this country. Now, say in this country, the US, you have Liberians that are city mayors, you have Liberians that are city councilors, you have Liberians that are lawmakers, representatives, you have Liberians that are, in every sector, top leadership position. What the people look for is qualification. What they look for is your expertise to help in the area. They don't care really whether you are an American by birth or if you are a naturalized American or whether you hold a green card. Do you have the necessary skills and experiences that is needed to transform that institution? We have utilized qualified Liberians to help with the University of Liberia, Nelson. And we must give credit to those that have served. But we can clearly see that the institution still remains deplorable. So let us try someone else. What I will ask for, Nelson, is that now that the president has appointed this lady, will they work with her? Will they support her? With our government, the legislators, the executive branch of government, will they provide the necessary funding so that she can do the work that she has been appointed to do? You cannot set her up and let her fail. And the only way she will not fail is if you give the institution the necessary resources needed to transform that institution. Her expertise and experience alone cannot transform LU or UL. Her expertise, experiences, plus the necessary funding will be good enough to transform that institution. So that's my position on that. I don't care whether she's Liberian or not.
Thank you. Well, thanks a lot, Sandy. Guys, we're seriously out of time.
Can I say something quickly
we have
on?
some technical issues from the very start of the show that took off much of our time, and I think at this point we want to say thanks to everyone. Sandy, you did your best. you have
Thank
you had
you.
love, you had love and you made it, and we want to say to our audience, sorry we can't take your calls tonight because we're seriously out of time. And again, Fambole, we appreciate you. You can go backstage now and eat as much as you want to. Don't be caught in the camera or go there one spoon you come back. You know? You can go backstage now and have all onto yourself. But
No.
we are we are seriously out of time. You want to say
Yeah,
something?
we
Fambole?
can quickly close up now. I just want to say Liberians should see this appointment in a good faith, and that our now many of us here graduated from the University of Liberia. We know what exactly it means, how the state run university has been over the past time. And when we just entered the University of Liberia back in 2010, um, that the president we had was Dr. Dennis, Emmett Dennis. And I remember that particular year, Dr. Dennis make a fiscal return to Manasseh Leave. The allotment they made to the university that year, Dr. Dennis made some sent some money over back to Manasseh Leave and said the money was enough for the university. And then what happened in that fiscal year, they reduced the money and then they start crying again. So we have used Liberians, and the university did not see a significant change. So getting this lady to come in now with her expertise, we pray that she's going to improve the standard of the education, and she's going to use some connections out there so that the university can generate some funding from international partner and also have an exchange program, improve
Thank you.
research and other things. And then they just gave up the support. I mean, everyone around us, you have to remain positive. Let's just bring in this energy, this positive energy, and Liberia will get better. I
Thank
mean,
you.
if we
Thank you,
keep
Fambole.
saying
We want to
negative
hold
things,
you there.
Liberia will not go anywhere. Let's just be
Thank,
positive, and Liberia will get better.
thanks a
Thank you
lot.
very much.
Thanks a lot, Fambole. Uh, Sandy, we want to say thanks a lot to you as well.
Thank you,
Uh,
Nelson.
it's been a great show. Started out with some technical glitches, but it's a great thing that we're able to get here. And we look forward to the new week with coming full blast with very informative conversations here on the late night show. Until then, thanks a lot to everyone. Have a good night and bye bye for now.
Yeah, go now. Bye
Thank
bye.
you, Nelson. Yeah, thank you.